Yeah. I want to welcome y'all to the MrTWatkins podcast. Let's get it. Just sit back and let it breathe. We coming with more heat. You only get one shot. You shady or maybe not. You capping, we laughing. We on a mission. Now listen, we making statements and stating some of opinions and some of fact. So sit back and just relax. All the bull don't get no slack. We bringing it back to back with a swag and a class act. It's levels to this, and the truth will show who your friends are. That hate you won't get far. So be great. Let's debate. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm Arthur J.
And I'm Torsadale.
And we back with another episode. We want to welcome y'all to the Arthur J and Tori TV podcast. We want to get right into it. Y'all see the title. And this is a episode, dog, that, you know, so many of us men, and we can be speaking for hours on this, but because we are pressed for time the way we shoot our episode, you know, we want to get right into it. But so many of us men, real quick, we go through so much, good, bad, and ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And we can all say, as men, if we be honest, be real men, there are times that we bring about it, or it be our fault, it be our responsibility. It be times we need to take accountability that we don't always do.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of it is what I want to really get into also, because a lot of us men, real men, that keep things bottled inside, and we don't like to complain. We don't want to seem like we crying, because with men, you can be going through the most craziest thing in the world, and you getting it off your chest and really expressing yourself. It comes off as if you soft.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It comes off if you soft, or it comes off if you whine and complain. I don't have, you know how us guys be. We talk like that. So I want to get right into it. I don't want to waste any more time, man. The first thing I want to get into, man, I'm gonna tie you right into this. Well, I'll elaborate on it, and then I'm gonna tie you right into it. A lot of men not accepting leadership. This is a big one, because, you know, and I don't want to get biblical, but from the beginning of time, everybody have the right to believe how they believe. I always believe, to make long story short, that every man has a leadership role, whether you want to accept it or not. Whether you like it or not, we have a leadership that we don't always want to abide by. We don't always do. We don't always accept. But it's in our best interest, and it's been placed on earth for a reason, man. When you have a man that is willing to lead, and he's holding himself accountable, and he's learning from his mistakes, and he's learning the ins and outs of life, of what's best for his family, what's best to make move, and, you know, in the eyes of God, in the eyes of him, and just the knowledge of knowing that, hey, man, this is I got to set an example. When you realize that, bro, I learned that, it take you to another level. So I want to tie you in before I kind of close up on this particular point. How do you feel about us men not always accepting leadership?
Man, that was deep, man. I would like to say that some maybe don't even know how to be a leader. They probably never seen it.
Let's talk about it.
Done. You know what I'm saying? Some people, absentee fathers or no father figure to look up. So some brothers, and I'm not giving nobody a pass, because I do believe in leadership as a man. But some people grew up, they just didn't know how to be a leader. And when you're dealing with that part, not knowing how to be a leader, that's when you need to take a step back and don't enter into anyone's life or family's life. Whereas if someone has kids, or bringing their own kids in, how can you be a leader if you don't know how to? How can you raise your kids or lead your family if you don't know how to lead? So some things you should figure out in life, even though hindsight we don't. But you should think before you bring kids that you have to lead in this world if you don't know how to be one.
Very good point, man. And just to tie in on that, man, there's times when myself, we don't always want to do it. We don't always want to lead. I think convenience is thing that we can kind of get caught up in. Like when it's convenient, or I'm the man of the house, and this how it should go. When it's convenient for your needs, then you want to lead. And women, I got to give it up for them. They check us a lot on that.
Yeah,
they check us on different times. Because
it's not all about on the man.
Yeah,
like, being a leader has nothing to do with you boasting how much you is your way. That ain't, because some things, being a leader is being able to listen to your partner and trust that sometimes what she's saying could lead the family. It ain't always my way or the highway. That ain't good if it always got to be like that. That's not leadership. That's setting yourself up for failure, honestly. But go ahead.
You gotta lead by example, because when you expect to lead when it's in your convenience, it doesn't mean that it comes with controlling.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it comes with telling a woman when to go, how to go, when to do it, how to do it, when she can speak, when she can do this and when she can do that. I noticed you jump because, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that have a real woman know that they ain't going for that anyways. And they shouldn't go. They shouldn't go for that, because let me tell you something. A real man, and later on in the episode, we're gonna get into insecure boy, all that stuff. But a real man don't want to control. I'm gonna let that sit for the two people in the back that didn't catch that. A real man don't want to control, because you are so confident about who you are as a man in your leadership role.
Thank you.
You know what you picked. I don't have to tell you on what I think you shouldn't do or what you should do, because by me getting with you, it showed you right there that I trust that the decision that you make already.
Well, you preaching to somebody.
Yeah. Y'all might as well buckle up, because I'm telling you, we could have gone an hour on this one. And so I just think it's just so important that we don't be a leader when it's convenient to us. When the times when you don't want to lead, the times when you messed up and owning up to, that's leadership. The times when you are tempted and as a leader, you like, nah, baby, I don't think we should do that. Wow. And then when you tell a woman and you give women explanations on how you feel about what moves to make, they respect it a lot more when you ain't doing a lot of dumb jump. Let that breathe. Because they don't want to hear what you got to say after you've been like dogging them out and you ain't been the head of the house as you've been called to be. They don't want to hear you.
And I'm going to say this before we move on, man. And like you said, you touched into, religion, Paul, how you grew up. And I want to say this. Being a man has nothing to do with just like we said, how boastful you can be. It has something, give a woman something to let you lead her. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not a man of some kind of religion, what am I leading? I lead in the Bible, I lead by God's word, or I'm leading my family, not just off of you. But if you're not giving me nothing to lead to or be submissive to, what am I being submissive to? Just because you're a man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's real, man. That's real. Y'all hold on, man, because we gonna try to touch on every aspect, because this point we making is definitely touching in on just the value or the responsibility of and not want to accept the leadership. But we're gonna move to this next point, man. Being a father can impact our life. I want to tie you right in on that. How do that feel to you being a father? How did that impact your life, and how important or how you feel it impacts a man's life when he become a father?
Personally, very personally, I believe becoming a father, even though I feel that, of course, I didn't bring the kids in the way that I see now as an adult. But as a 22-year-old man or boy still, it changed my life, because I was headed down the wrong path. So to me,
let's talk about
having kids changed my life and made me want to be a better person in life, not behind, some bars or worse, 6 feet under. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Although I stumbled still along the way, because again, I was a young man. I'm an older person in wisdom now. So I still stumbled along the way and still probably gonna stumble, because being a father ain't perfect, but being a father is very much important, especially in my case, because it showed me that I want better for my kids. I want my kids to be able to look up at me and be proud of me. So it changed my life, and nothing about the way I was living I could say my children will be proud of. I probably just rubbed some of that off on them till they are not successful in life if I was still that same way. So having kids changed my life. So
man, I can just go on and on like that too, man, because I think we both can identify with that, and many men out there who are in their kids' life, when you say change your life, I don't know if you said, did you also say save your life too, or did you just say
save?
You said that too? That's exactly how I feel, and I've been saying that and really thinking that for a long time. Like, my daughter really saved my life, because real quick, when I got out my parents' house, because I stayed longer than the average person. I ain't ashamed to say that. I stayed longer than the average person. I moved out, I probably was like 22 or 23. I think I was like 23.
That's fine, man.
For me, that was a long time at that time. That was for me. That I guess I was trying to.
And
when you're a real man, that'll bother
that, man. You just fine with that.
All right, but so when I moved out, I was out. And I was just telling my sister this not too long ago. I was out for a year, on my own for the first time ever, and then, met someone, my daughter's mom, and she got pregnant, and I had to go straight into being a father after just being a year on my own. Now, so many different ways you can look at that, but over time, I took something that I wasn't ready for and I wasn't expecting at that time, and I made it into a positive. Not only just being in her life, but looking at what it avoided me from doing. I want that to sit for the 3 people in the back that's really staring at this video right now. It helped me really avoid things that I could have really gotten into. I could have really just had so much freedom and so much non-responsibility.
Yeah.
So I would have been, I was never a bad person even without a child. But freedom is something else, bro. When you just have to just worry about just yourself, that's why I don't get into it with people who ain't got nothing to lose. It's a lot of let that breeze in here. I don't get into it when people who don't have a goal in life or don't have no responsibility to do it for your kids and be like, I don't want to be behind the glass and talk to my son or be having to talk to my daughter. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm dead and now they without a father. It gets personal. So when you talk about saving your life, when you talk about the whole aspect of, an impact, that is an impact, bro.
Yeah.
An impact when you can just really soften up at times when you need to soften up, learn to listen when you need to listen, me having a daughter, learn how to treat a woman with love and unconditionally by the way I treat my daughter. I had to learn all that through her that people don't even look at, through my daughter.
Yeah. So
saving my life, any woman that come into my life, you ought to look at people like my daughter.
Yeah.
And just be like, man, he learned because she taught me that.
And I tell you what, man, for my kids, my daughters, and everybody that's looking, my stepkids, hey, I ain't perfect, but I appreciate y'all. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it right all the time, but your pops gonna definitely make you proud if y'all not proud of me already. And,
exactly,
y'all.
Man, we're going to get right into the next one, man. Are men comfortable in their own skin? Now, this is when I really want to go in on the men and everything like that. Like, I haven't really tapped in on the ladies on this because I want to just really talk about us men on this episode. But are men comfortable in their own skin, man? Listen, reason why this whole thing I don't think a lot of men are. You have men that are and men that's not. Of course, just like anything in life. But let's tap in on the ones that or overall the men that are not, and give examples. Like, I give example. There are men that I've seen have a whole woman at home. When I say a whole woman at home, but are worrying about the attention from other women given to other men. I'm going to say that real slow just in case y'all missed that. There are men out there that I've had experience that I've came across on the job or outside in public or growing up. They have a whole woman at home and they want the attention from the women that's given to other men. I'm going to tie you right in on that before I really go in.
Man, that's tough, man. On this one, I'm going to definitely have to let you go in because I just don't see myself. And I never viewed anybody too much that's like that. So it's like, man, where we going? Because and to me, I'm very comfortable in my own skin. Yes, I'm faulty. I'm only human, but I'm still comfortable in my own skin because I know at the end of the tunnel, wherever I'm trying to get to, I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like I just take the good, the bad, the ugly, and I keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? So I don't attention.
Man, it's wild. It's crazy, man. I've experienced that because whether they had a girlfriend or whether they had a wife, man, I really have experienced guys doing that where it's like they'll say certain slick stuff or they'll always be into other people's business, and that'd be red flags to me of like, why are you worrying about that? Because to me, this is me. If I got a old lady, because I'm not gonna be like that even being single, but I'm definitely not gonna be like that if I'm in a relationship or if I'm married, like because I really ain't caring about anything else that y'all got going on, even more so of me having somebody that I have at the house. Like, why would I care when I got so much waiting for me at home or when we see each other again? Like, it just makes no sense. And I'm telling you, I have experienced that, and I just be wondering, like, when you go through certain things, you know there's somebody else out there that go through the same thing or have experience. Even if you haven't experienced it yourself, you know somebody else that experienced something that you've seen on TV or you've seen or whatever. And this is a situation where it's like, man,
that's crazy.
It's I'm gonna just be real, man. You look like a sucker when you do
like
that.
You might as well, like, when you and your lady go out, you want to beat her looking better than her. I'm always gonna not dumb it down. I'm gonna still be clean. Baby, you look gorgeous. I look good, but I'm not trying to outshine my lady because that's what comes with beauty in a woman. You want to be the beauty, like you sassy. Ain't that's what that's the word these young kids using today. You a little sassy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't what men do.
Man, I'm telling you, I've had an experience where, you know, and I don't want to make this examples of myself, but it's wild to me. Like, what you hearing me say, how I feel on the inside about it, I can't even express it enough. I despise men doing that. That's you got crazy. A whole woman at the house and you be wanting so much attention. I've seen guys, you know, come in an environment of people and they immediately just demand and want that attention when women are around. Wow. And then it's like I've been conversating with a woman, and then a married man or a man that I know got an old lady come and interrupt the conversation. Why the hell you need to do that if you got somebody at home? Why you need to do that, period? But I'm going to really put some emphasis on why you need to do that if you got somebody at home. Why do you want attention when you got somebody? Let that breathe. Why do you want attention? Did y'all miss that? Why do you want attention when you got somebody?
That's why you have some of these women. I hear it all the time at work. Man, you got these dudes in here acting worse than female. How they gossip,
exactly,
catty, catty patty, like Dame said. Yeah. Like, dog, we don't do all that gossiping. Like, women, something like my wife will tell you, I don't like gossip.
Yeah.
I'm not finna sit around and talk like no female and all. Man, that's what females do.
You know how we in our life, and you talk about this all the time, and we trying to get to the bag. You hear people say that all the time, but they don't really, really mean what they say. It just sound good. When our situations that we've gone through and we talked off camera, you know, especially in my situation, what I'm going through now.
You hear me?
I ain't got time to worry about what another man is doing. I ain't got time to worry about other people's business. Because when you know other people's business, ask yourself this question: what did that do for you? What kind of money did that put into your bank by you knowing what they got going on?
You want to tell it like you what's the little famous show TMZ? Mm-hmm. Like, you not getting paid to be running your mouth about something that came across your desk or you snip your nose in. You know, what do you get from it?
Yep, that's the information that you just happen to hear. And you found out, and now you just know, and you still gonna be broke or still in the same position that you in. It didn't make you go further. Like, man, we're gonna get into this last one, man. And I really love this one. An insecure boy turned into a hurtful man. And Before, I don't want it to seem like I'm just getting on us because I also
it's okay. We need to hear this.
Yeah, but I like to, just like when I talk about the women, I don't like to make it seem like I'm just getting on to the women. I like to do it, play it from both sides. The flip side of it like this is, man, some of y'all women don't understand. Y'all don't understand what it's like to be a man. No more do we understand what it's like to carry a child for 9 months. Let that breathe. Let that sit with you for a minute. I can never tell a woman what it's like to be a woman or what it's like to be a mother, how you feel as a woman, how you think as a woman. I don't care how much Steve Harvey, and I love him, say think like a man. I don't care how much you say that. You can support him. I want y'all to support. But even years later, I felt that way when his book came out and the movie came out. I still feel that way. You can never think like a man. I don't care how much you try to be a player like a man. I don't care how much you try to do things as men do. When you shout out to the mothers that raising their boys on their own, shout out to you because I look up to you. I am inspired by you because you are a soldier. It's so important for us men to be there for a reason. You know, I don't care if you no longer have a relationship with your father. I don't care if you never had a relationship with your father. That is meaningful when you have a male figure around to show a boy how to be secure about himself. I don't want to talk longer. I'm gonna tie you right into this. I'm gonna get right back into it. How do you feel about the importance of a male figure being in a boy's life to show him the path of being secure about yourself as a boy, so when it can grow in him, it can be a seed planting, so when he become a man, it stay with him.
It's very important, man, because at the end of the day, I put it like this, I was raised by a single mother, but still I needed my brothers, my uncles,
talk about it,
even my father-in-law later in life to show me something that I couldn't get from my mother. And you know what I'm saying? So you set that boundaries, and I started growing late. You know what I'm saying? Due to, I feel, the absence of, really not having a dad. You know what I'm saying, at the time. Yeah. So I feel like, especially when a man is present in his child's life, he creates some security, some strength, something that how to be instead of you getting it late. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that's very important, and we never stop needing that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, no matter how old I am, like I done got right with my father now, and it was the best thing ever, but I'd rather get it right later. I mean, earlier than later, but in my case, I got it later, but it's just that man needs to be. You created that seed, man. Yeah. Show them the way. Show them what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Show them how to fall down and hold your head and keep going. Yeah. That creates that strength and them securities. Like, well, my dad, told me how your dad is your Superman. Just put it like that. To simplify, your dad is your first hero, period. So,
man, it's so much you can say on that, man, because you're right. And everybody deal with things in a different way, especially us men, because we talked this episode about us men, and every man deal with different things. You grow through a teenager stage as a boy, trying to figure it out. You go through that liking girls. You go through that peer pressure of your homeboys doing, or what your cousins doing, or what your uncles doing. You go through so many different emotions and different, so many images that you see and feel like this is the way to be a man, or this is the way to present myself, or this is how I need to act, or this is what I need to do. I look at so many of the young guys and I think about how I grew up, how difficult it was dealing with, just your identity, like having an identity crisis is real, on both sides, male and female, but I can't speak as a female, I can only speak as a male, and it's
that's deep.
Yes, sir. It's so important for us to really talk with our boys, talk with our nephews, talk with any boy that's related to you, or that's close to you, and be like a role model. how many true role models do we have in here for these young boys, man? Because they're trying to figure it out. You know how I know? Because me and my brother here, we was trying to figure out growing up. And as a man, I can just go on and on with this. The reason why I can go on and on with this because I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just being honest with you. Exactly. I'm just showing you my truth of what it is as a man. You trying to figure it out. You trying to figure out daily. Tupac, we always say quotes from Tupac, trying to make $1 out of
15 cents.
All right. So it's like, it's so hard to do that, when you are struggling financially, but you got to put a front on. Yeah. I'm speaking on the masses not here. You got to put on the front like you got it. So many guys, they get on Instagram and they get on in life and they feel like this is what
you got to do.
This is what you got to do to be liked. This is what you got to do to be loved. This is what you got to do to be accepted in hip hop. This is what you got to do to be accepted in our community. This is what you got to do to be accepted in the streets. Not really looking at the leadership that we talked about. Not really looking at the impact of when you no longer here. What kind of impact you gonna leave in your kids' life? How is it important to focus on this and not worry about that? How is it important to look up and not look around? So it's so many different things in life that you have to encourage yourself as a man when you feel like you don't have nobody else.
Exactly.
It's so many times that you want to give up. But that's the time you got to push, because if we say I'm a real man, I'm a man, because when we get heated with arguments, we always say, man, I'm a man. Man, action speaks louder than words.
And like you say, man, and women, when you see that brother probably struggling, don't degrade him and make him feel worse.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? And men too, like, man, help that brother out, man. Yeah. We all need help sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So, that's why they feel like they have to put on so much, because the world is a joke, man. Yeah. The world they'll love you when you're up.
Yeah.
But crucify you when you're down. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop being like that. Yeah. Like, I'm just saying, like, even this a little off topic, like the brother BG got out of prison. Before he went to prison, everybody free BG. The man get out of prison. He don't look the same or whatever y'all want him to look like. Y'all crucified him, man. Like, dog, y'all can't have it both ways. Don't build me up just for me to get out and be trying to destroy me. Come on, man. We got to do better.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And
ain't no telling what that brother going through. Still did that stretch and got to get out of those ways of what he was used to again.
Yeah. And to the women, there are many men that I feel the same way you feel when it come down to. We was just talking about it. Like, it's I can go about the good and the bad and the ugly. I can talk about the good of us men. I can talk about the bad. I can talk about the ugly because I'm secure with myself. We secure with ourselves. And when you become secure with yourself, you can be transparent to just say what it is. Like, some men can, if they secure with themselves, that have lived a life of dogging women out or living in the street, say, man, I did this, but I'm going to be better. Because our mission is to enlighten people with our opinion and hope that we can be better.
Be better.
So as men, that's what we want to do. We want to be in a situation in life that we can set example. And I'm going to say this real quick. As an example, let's say you round a woman. She blowing up, whether she had a bad day at work or whether she mad at you and she this and this and this and that. Now, ladies, don't be mad at me on this, but it's some real stuff. Men, you always say, lead by an example. The world say lead by example. I'm correct? Now, let's say a woman going at it with me. And I know a lot of men going to be like, I do that, but this don't work. But listen to what I'm saying. And the woman see me with my mouth shut. I don't say nothing. Now, people may say, Arthur, where you going with this? The thing that you want your woman to do, show her how you supposed to handle your emotions. Don't be emotional like a woman.
Yeah.
Be what a man's supposed to be. And I guarantee you, if you got a good woman,
let her finish.
If you got a good woman, she will recognize the way you are showing example with your anger and with your emotions, in which you just want to blow up, but you hold it together. You are leading by an example by showing her, baby, I don't even got to say it. My actions are showing the way you acting, that ain't it. I don't care if you a woman or not. That ain't it. Because I don't have to say I'm the man. I'm leading. No. You showing that you the man. You see how I'm shutting up?
Yep.
I don't have, because I would never tell you to shut up. But you see how my actions is shutting up? That's exactly what I want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Arthur J.
And I'm Taurus Adele.
And I want y'all to like, share, tell the world, man. Tell anybody that you know. If you see this, man, this is for you. This ain't just for us, man. And like we always say, subscribe. Like we always say, till next time. Peace.